us MoDOT's vision of the future.
Well, Casey, thanks for having me tonight. And I'd say our vision of the future, and we'll probably hopefully get to talk about it more, how we got to this point. But if I just get to cut to the chase, the overall demand for transportation in the state of Missouri is going to continue to rise, just like the population of the state of Missouri is expected to rise. The vehicle, as Rachel and Todd have both said, the vehicle is the dominant force of transportation. It probably for the foreseeable future will be the dominant force of transportation. But it's interesting that just like they both led to, the decade-old trend of every year we have more and more vehicle miles traveled, every year we have more vehicles on the road, those trends, and we can get into some details if you want, but those trends are starting to decline. We're seeing less vehicles on the roads. We're seeing less miles traveled. It's beginning to trend in that direction.
Can you quantify that for us?
Yeah, I can quantify that. I have to look at my numbers.
Because I think that that's something that people often think might just be a talking point for a group that would benefit from espousing that. But go ahead.
Yeah, for generations now, we have seen the vehicle. You know, every family seems to have more vehicles than their mother or father before them. The vehicle miles traveled in the state of Missouri sort of peaked in 2009 with 49 million vehicle miles traveled in the state of Missouri in 2009. Now we're looking at more like 47 million miles. So it's not a massive decline, but it's historic in the fact that we've never seen that decline before.
Let's talk, just because you talk about the peak and the declines. What comes to mind is how our roads are paid for too. I know we've had conversations in the past. Talk about that and where you see trends going there. Yeah,
I mean the funding of our roads is so interesting, and our funding of our roads and largely our transportation. But if I look at the roads are 70% funded by our gasoline tax. The gasoline tax is a flat gasoline tax. So every time you or I buy a gallon of gasoline, no matter what the cost of gasoline, the tax is not indexed toward the price of gasoline. It is a flat gasoline tax, 17 cents a gallon in the state of Missouri, less than it is in the state of Illinois. That's why we all cross the river to make sure we buy gas in Missouri. 17 cents a gallon state tax, 18 cents federal tax, adds up to 34 cents a gallon flat gasoline tax. So as the vehicle miles traveled and our vehicles get more fuel efficient, the amount of revenue declines.
Is that a serious issue that MoDOT is looking at in the near future?
Yeah.
We're actually paying less tax for what we need to maintain.
Yes, it is a serious. And what makes it even harder, Casey, is the fact that inflation. So the 35 cent a gallon of gas tax is the same it's been since 1996 in the state of Missouri. The federal gas tax and the state gas tax has been stuck at 34 cents since 1996. So just imagine sort of the price of gasoline itself has more than tripled. The price of the materials that we use to build and construct and maintain our roads and bridges, steel, concrete, asphalt, salt for winter, every one of those commodities since 1996 has at least doubled, if not tripled in cost. But yet we're still stuck at 34 cents a gallon, and that's our main primary source, and we're actually seeing less fuel being consumed, which is a good thing. It's just we have that funding mix. The other problem with the fuel tax, it needs to be spent on roads and bridges. And as you heard from your first two speakers, I think we're hearing the sign that the waves are changing. There's less vehicles. Our customers want choices. They want more than just roads and bridges.
I want to keep talking about the future, not just in this conversation, but a lot tonight. But let's talk just a little bit more about the present in terms of this tax issue. Or what's the solution?
Well, we don't know the solution, but MoDOT has gone out. 2013 has been a historic year for us. We have talked to more citizens across the state of Missouri in the first 6 to 7 months of 2013 than ever.
Is this the Missouri on the Move initiative you're referencing here? Okay,
so we branded it and we called it Missouri on the Move. Some of your listeners hopefully saw us, got to talk to us, whether they were online or actually in person. We went to multiple community fairs, parades. We visited every county in the state, 114 counties. Our employees traveled over 25,000 miles as they talked to those, talked to citizens across the state. We collected over 20,000 needs and wants for our transportation system.
And what did they tell you those are?
Yeah, what they told us, if I categorize it, if I simplify it, I guess there are sort of 4 categories. One is take care of the system and the services, transportation system and services that we have today. Take care of them. And then number 2 is keep all of the travelers, all modes, keep them safe. So keep everyone that's on our roads and on using all sorts of modes safe. And number 3 is invest in projects that actually drive our economy and improve our economy and create jobs. And then the third one is give us transportation choices. So pretty much all the 20,000 projects, which added up to $70 billion worth of wants and needs, all fit in one of those 4 categories.
Can we pay for all that? Can we do all those things?
Not the way we're funded now. Like I said, it's predominantly a gas tax for transportation in the state of Missouri. That's the biggest funding source. It's predominantly dedicated toward roads and bridges. And right now, if nothing changes, it generates about $17 billion over the next 20 years. And that's $70 billion worth of needs and wants is over the next 20 years. Our funding right now, in 2009, we were at $1.3 billion. Sounds like a lot of money, but we're now at about $700 and some million. And by 2000 and I gotta look at my notes.
That's okay. I think I heard 70 and 17. Those aren't anywhere close.
They're not anywhere close. You know, our revenue is declining, as we talked about. So the gap is just growing bigger between what the wants and needs of our customers are at $70 billion and what we actually have coming in.
Okay, so